Hello, beautiful. Welcome. So today, we're going to talk about spiritual marketing, lead generation, and social selling. Welcome. If you're here live, please let me know you're here live. Let me see you more live on Facebook. So if you're here on the replay, type replay in the comments so I know you're here and leave your comments, and I'll be happy to respond. I hope you're ready to grow. So here we go. Today we're going to talk about spiritual marketing, what it is. We're going to talk about the 7 elements of spiritual marketing. We're going to talk about lead generation and the 2 things to release when it comes to lead generation. And then we're going to talk about the different ways to create, how to create consistent and predictable leads in your high-ticket coaching business. And then the last thing is going to be social selling. We're going to talk about the actual process of social selling spiritually and the strategy, one of the strategies that I used to use when I was on social media selling. So first, what is your relationship with marketing? I want you to think about what your relationship is as we go through this slide. And at the end, I want you to come back and ask yourself again, what is your relationship with marketing? What is my relationship with marketing now after listening to this or participating in this? So participate, ask questions, comment, let me know that you're live, you're here, your energy is present. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Dabo. I'm a high-ticket business coach, and I support spiritual men coaches to co-create profitable and super simple high-ticket coaching offers so that they can serve deeply, really deep transformational offers, and then quickly scale to multiple 6 figures a month or their first $1 million or second or third within 18 months. So let's go. Spiritual marketing. The thing that I love about spiritual marketing is that it is the most powerful, most important, and the most impactful thing in your entire coaching business. I promise you. It is the most impactful work you're ever going to do in your coaching business. Now I get it. Coaching clients, going deep with your clients, transforming lives, that is really important. That's the whole point of the work that we do. However, spiritual marketing goes beyond that because you get to impact millions of lives with your marketing. You get to show up and serve millions of people without having a single client. Without having a single paid client, you get to change someone's life because your marketing, your video, your blog, your email, your podcast can go beyond and allow someone for the first time to see themselves and really step into who they're being called to be in their life, their relationship, their business, their health, or wherever they're trying to create a new shift. So spiritual marketing goes beyond just, I'm here to sell so I can get a client. It's really changing the world. It's really putting your truth, your voice, your impact out there with or without a client. It's making a difference and serving. So knowing that spiritual marketing has so much impact, goes way beyond your coaching. What will it take for you to show up today and serve in your video, in your blog, on your email, your podcast, wherever it is you've been waiting until you have a new client before you show up? How about you show up and serve today? Because spiritual marketing is way more impactful than your coaching ever will be. All right, so what are the 7 elements of spiritual marketing? The first one is, it's really having a deep trust and faith in God. It's knowing that you are the hands and feet of God in the world, and you are here to be a blessing, to share the value, to share your gifts that God has given to you, your magic, your unique expression that nobody else can do. You're here to give that in the world. And knowing that God has your back is powerful because so many things are going to come up in business. It's the only place where problem solving is amazing because the only job you have in your business is to solve problems. So the problems are going to come, the insecurity is going to come, the fatigue is going to come. But knowing that I am here, I'm being a blessing to the world and God has my back, keeps you going. Your ego is not your boss. Your ego is not the boss of you. So knowing that you have a deep trust in God and faith in God right now, when He's showing up in your business, allows you to co-create with God and come from your divinity. Okay, so the first element is really deep trust and faith in God. Element number 2 is your identity. When you show up with that deep trust and faith in God, you own your identity. And when you market from a place of knowing who you are and whose you are, you don't care what anybody else says about you. You don't care about the comments. You don't care about the snarky remarks. You don't care about anybody else's opinion of you. And you're okay sharing your truth. You don't silence your truth, your voice, or your impact. And you play the game you're here to play because you don't care, because you know whose you are and definitely who you are. The third element is your assignment. Once you own the identity, know who you are in Christ, and then you step into your assignment, know the value that you're coaching, the work that you do, the gifts that you have, your expression, your magic, your weirdness, your brilliance, knowing the value and the impact that has to do in the world allows you to kind of propel yourself to your next level, regardless of what's going on in your business, no matter what's happening in the world, no matter what's going on in the news. You get to focus, keep your eyes down on your assignment, and step into the work that you've been called to do in the world. So that's the third element. And once you have your assignment, you realize you can show up with the fourth element, which is compassion. And compassion is really showing up with genuine curiosity for your audience, for the people that you're here to serve, okay? It's showing up truly with an open heart where you say, I'm going to show you my heart so you see that I want to know more about you. I want to know what it is that you want, all right? Once you have that compassion bit, it allows you to step into an open relationship. It opens the door to the relationship. And the relationship is where you connect with your potential audience. Connect, like I'm connecting with you now from Divinity, where I show up and I want to learn about you, who you are, what you want, what your interests are, how I can support you, what challenges you have. This is where I get to connect with you and figure out why do you want it and how do you want it. Once I've got into the relationship with you, I open up expansion. That's the sixth element. And expansion allows me to tap into God's wisdom, tune into my intuition, and see beyond the vision that the potential audience has. See beyond the vision that this one person has. As I'm talking to this person in my video, in my email, on my podcast, I see beyond the vision that she has and see how I can expand what's possible for her in a way that she never dreamed was possible, or she never imagined she even deserved. So that's expansion. After expansion comes taking action. That's element 7. It's really making a commitment to go do the email, to go publish the blog post, to go live on Facebook, to go start the podcast, to start serving your community, start serving your village so that you can actually sell your offer and make the impact you're here to make in the world. So the 7 elements of spiritual marketing: deep trust and faith in God, your identity, your assignment, your compassion, your relationship, your expansion, and taking action. So let me know, I'm going to pause here for a minute before we get into lead generation, see how this is landing for you. Like, what is coming through for you? How are you seeing marketing now through the eyes of spiritual marketing, through the eyes of the impact and the service that you are called to do in the world? Let me know in the comments below. Now, lead generation. Let's talk about lead generation. One of the things that comes up when we coaches want to go create leads is we have a fear, we're concerned about what people are going to think about us. Like, oh my gosh, are they going to think I'm sleazy? Are they going to think I just want their money? Are they going to think I just, I'm selling snake oil? We always care about what people think about us, what people are going to comment about us, how they're going to feel about our offers, what they're going to say about the way we look, what we're talking about, what we're selling, who's done it before, are we good enough, are we expert enough? Well, here's the thing. I talked about what needs to be released. When you're going on about that whole, what does she think about me, what does he think about me, remember your identity and assignment and focus. That allows you to release the attachment to whatever agenda you have in your head. It allows you to release the attachment and come with an open heart. It supports you to be present, to be here now, to be curious, to be loving, to be in connection, and to be in service. It gets you out of that thinking of, oh my God, what do they think about me? What are they saying? What do they think? The same way I'm sitting here thinking those thoughts right now as I'm doing this live with you. So the second thing is, we are so in our phase of, where does my next client come from? Or where am I going to get the next client this month? How many leads do I need? What do I need to make a sale? How many conversations do I need to have? Release the attachment to get it right. So shift from, I need clients, or how many people do I need to talk to, or how many leads do I need to generate, to who's here for me to serve and how can I serve her the best. Release the need to get it right. Release the need to be perfect and show up for that one person. This supports you to be unapologetically you, where you get to stand in your voice, you stand in your truth, you stand in the value, which means you're able to charge the worth of your work, okay? Because the point is, if your offer in your marketing is going to resonate with your people, they're going to come for it. They're going to want to invest in it, because the only place they're going to find you is with you. That's it. So if they resonate with you, they're going to find you because you're it. That is it for them. So that's lead generation. Now let's shift to, how do we really create realistically? Like, how do we create consistent and predictable leads? I call this, how can I show my heart? It's how can I show my heart marketing? There's so many ways to create and generate leads. And before I go forward, I just want to add that leads are people. They're human beings. They have a heart. They're just like you and me. They have dreams, desires. So that one client shift from lead to potential client to, what does this woman want? What are her dreams, her desires? But we'll get to that point. When it comes to lead generation, there really is so many different ways. You can do webinars, you can do master classes, you can do challenges. As a coach, you've seen on Facebook everywhere, there's a million challenges to lead. So then you get to decide, how do I stand out from the webinars, the lead generate, the challenges, and the master classes, and what else is out there, whatever the mainstream is into. How do you stand out? Do you do it better, or do you do something different? What works for you? What's going to work for you? How do you show up and stand out so other people see you and hear you and trust you? The beauty about high-ticket coaching offers, and why I go on and on about this, is that you don't need a large audience. The reason why there's so many webinars and so many challenges and so many masterclasses is because most coaches want to create a large audience. They think the more people I have, the more bodies I have in my group, my community, my email list, the more clients I'm going to have. And it's not true. With high-ticket coaching clients, if you have offers for $25,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 or $1 million, you don't need that many clients, especially if you're working one-to-one. So you get to decide and say, well, in my identity and my assignment, how am I showing up for my people? How am I going to show up in my community? What's going to differentiate me and help me to stand out? And also, once you come from identity and assignment, you're free now. So you don't need to create the clients to be free. You don't need to get on a sales call and sign up a client for you to feel freedom. Like, oh, you're free now because of who you are, whose you are, and the work that you do in the world. You are free now. And once you feel that freedom in your spirit and your divinity, you'll get to connect, which is what lead generation really is. It's connection. It's building the relationship. And there are 4 ways that I do this in my business, and 4 ways that I support my clients to connect from the place of freedom. The first one is the simple one that we all use, and that is our existing network. The existing network is the first place to look when you're generating clients, when you're going to create consistent business, consistent income in your business. And this includes your former colleagues if you came from corporate, your current colleagues, other coaches. It includes your your referrals, your family, and your friends. Everybody on your email list, not your client email list, but everybody on the email list before you became a coach is an existing network. So these are places where you can email people, let people know what you're up to, what you're doing, check on people, talk to people, have a conversation with people, build a relationship with people in your existing network so they know who you are, what you do, and they know your message and the outcome and transformation you co-create with your clients. That way, they can either sign up with you or connect you with someone who would love to work with you. So existing network is one of the first places to look for leads when it comes to your business. The second place is what you call your village. I call the village. I'm African and I love villages because I know the power of a village community. It takes a village to raise a child, to build a family. There's a reason why we say that. And with your village, these are people who want to see you thrive, because when you thrive, they thrive. When they thrive, you do. For example, when I was a spiritual life coach, I worked exclusively with women entrepreneurs, specifically women attorneys. And I remember partnering. My village consisted of a personal trainer, a financial planner, an attorney, a doctor, and an accountant. And the six of us were in this village where we would refer clients to each other. We would hold events together, and we'll all bring people from our communities and cross-refer clients to each other, because my clients were attorneys and they needed a financial planner, they needed a personal trainer, they needed a doctor, and the doctor's client did a coach. So it all worked out. So look at your niche, look at the people you serve. How can you curate a village of people and see each other thrive, connect with each other, refer people to each other, give each other business, build and grow your village together so that you have a sustainable platform for building clients? So that's the second lead generation, is your village. The third one is your warm audience. And obviously this is your social media, okay? This is my YouTube subscribers, that's my warm audience. My email lists, nurturing them. This is the nurture part of the relationship, where you have your warm audience and you reaching out to them, you nurturing them so that they get to trust you. Because we like to say it's know, like, and trust, but it's actually trust. It's know, trust, and like. If they don't trust you, they're not going to like you when it comes to sales, especially high ticket sales. So really connect with your existing network, your village, your warm audience, and the fourth, last but not least, is your cold audience. That's the traffic that comes to your blogging, on your blog, on your website. It's your speaking engagements. It's your lead magnet on your website. Bringing in people who get to connect with you, get some value from you, and then give you their email or their information or sign up on your sales page to work with you. So that is how to generate consistent and predictable leads. Let me check in with you. How is this landing for you? What are you getting from this? If you are getting something from this, hit subscribe so you can come back for more before we dive back into social selling. So social selling, I always say when you go on the internet to generate business, you actually do outreach to generate clients. Seek God's wisdom for who to connect with, because you don't want to connect with everyone. That's a whole waste of time, whether you're the one doing it or your team's doing it for you. Nobody has that much time to waste. Seek God's wisdom and know that that person you're connecting with is an individual, is a person, not a lead, but a person who has real emotions and real feelings. And probably also is looking for somewhere to connect so they can create a shift in their life that they've been searching for or waiting for. Now, there are 2 steps to social selling. The first one is building rapport. And in that building rapport step, there's 2 elements to it, 2 phases. The first one is to be curious. Again, open your heart, show your heart, and come from the heart. Curiosity, but genuine curiosity, not curious as to, oh, I wonder what she's struggling with today so I can send my offer to her because the cart closes at 7 p.m. tomorrow. No, but genuine curiosity where you get to learn more about them, about her, because it's always one client. You learn about her life. You read about her life. You look at her pictures. It's out there on social media. Her life, her dreams, her passions. What is she interested in? What does she post about and talk about all the time? What are her goals? What challenges does she have? Do you have mutual interests that you can DM her and talk about? Maybe you're liking her post that she's posting. You're leaving comments about it because you actually are curious about her life, and you have a mutual interest in the things that she's posting about. And you've got to know through her DMs what she's really into and what she really wants. So, and if her interests and her goals are within your niche, then it's the opportunity to ask niche specific questions, questions that are targeted towards exactly the work you do, your offer, and the transformation that you co-create with people. So ask those questions, get to know her, get to really get in her head, speak her language or his language, and know what they're about before you reach out and connect with them. Okay, that is a whole lot better than just sending a link to your offer because your cart closes at 7 p.m. That is just obnoxious. All right, so that's the first part of step one, which is building rapport. The second element of step one is to share value. Now that you know her interests, you know what her dog eats for breakfast, what her kids eat for dinner, you know everything about her. Now it's time to connect and be in service. Because at this point, you're being a resource. You're showing up as resourcefulness, which people love and appreciate. So you can recommend a book or blog post, or you can recommend a podcast you can listen to, or a link, or send her a PDF of an ebook. You can send her a YouTube video. It doesn't have to be yours. You can connect her with someone you know. Oh my gosh, there's someone I know who's perfectly poised to help with this. You can send her you can send her to that person. So this is where you build and create value, you become a resource. So for social selling, rapport has genuine curiosity, showing up from the heart and learning and knowing the person, and sharing value as a resource. And then the next step of social selling is the invitation. And when I say invitation, it's not a link because your cart closes at 7, not the link to your offer. It's really, now you share your message, you share who you are, what you do, how you support a woman like her, what transformation you could co-create with her possibly if she's interested in that. This is where you make an invitation. And the invitation is, maybe it's to your lead magnet. Maybe she gets to sign up on the email list. Maybe your invitation is for her to be a guest on your podcast. Maybe your invitation is for her to join your Facebook group. Maybe the invitation is for her to attend one of your live events, whether it's free or paid. Or maybe the invitation is for her to apply for a sales call to work with you. But this is where you make an invitation, and this comes after the rapport, after you've been curious and built that relationship, after you've been a resource to the person, okay? Then the invitation comes for the transformation. So this is social selling, the process. But let's talk about strategy. The easiest way that I found when I was in social media, and I've seen clients do this, is use hashtags. Nothing works better than those. So let's say I work with spiritual men coaches, and I go on Instagram and I do hashtag spiritual men coach. And I look at the hundreds of people who identify as that, and then I study them, their interests, those things, and I reach out to them and go through these 3 steps, the rapport and the invitation, the 2 steps of rapport and the invitation, and I connect with them. I email them, I talk to them, I speak to their hearts. But first, you have to narrow it down. This is where you have to have clarity on your niche, clarity on your offer, clarity in your message, clarity in the outcome that you co-create, so that when you are doing the hashtag and doing this research, you're not just shooting in the dark. You're actually connecting with real people who have real challenges that your offer actually solves, okay? And where do you put the information? I used to use Google Spreadsheet, and I just put the initial date of contact, what we talked about, her name, the interest that she has, her challenges, what I've said to her, our communication so far, just little, shorthand notes, communication so far, and the outcome right now, and the date of last contact, just so that I know where she came from. Was it Instagram? Was it Facebook? Was it LinkedIn? Identify where she came from, so that as we go down the line, I know how I can support her more, even if we don't get to work together. So that's it. Let me know if this has been helpful for you. Let me know what you're going to do with this information, how you're going to implement it in your business, and if you already do all of this stuff, how is it working for you, and how can you take it to the next level? It's been really good having you. It's been good being here with you. Hit like, subscribe, and come back for more.
Bye.